when you really think about it, America has killed the idea of a black nerd. Now, when I say that, you always got that one person that's going to be like, my son, my daughter's smart. They went to MIT and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, but really, when you think about it, they're an anomaly. They're an anomaly. And that's what I find to be a problem. And that's what's systemic about it because even when my father was in school, the rumor has it that they had like carpentry classes, they had like mechanic classes, and when you came out of school, you had these certificates that allowed you to do things to allow you to be self-sustainable. Why would you take that out? We need plumbers now. We know we need these people now. So why would you take that out the school system? I'm not the biggest history buff, and I don't know when and what time it happened. It probably was Reagan. A wild guess. It probably was Reagan, but it's one of those situations where they killed the sustainable black man. They killed the nerd black man. They killed the black man that could be innovative in his approach. Because even if you, let's say, have a person that's into plumbing, there are issues in plumbing, in mechanics, that if a black man tampers around enough with it, he finds a fix to it. You know what they call that? Nigger rigging. But nigger rigging really is you being innovative. They found a way for things that could be patents. You could take a rubber band and wrap it around something and fix it. They call that nigger rigging. But really, if you was to sit down and really hone in on it, you could create a patent. So nigger rigging was always a way to patent shit. And then they basically found a way to push us out of all of these industries where we could have made a change, not only for our families, but everybody around the world. So you killed that. You absolutely demolished it. Don't let me go into my whole rant on me being this nerd that was into science and all of that. And I realized that in elementary school, we went on field trips. And field trips were really big on going to like science and dinosaurs and outer space. Junior high, they look like it got cut by 50%. About the time you get to high school, all of those programs are gone. So the things that you were interested in as a kid in elementary school or junior high, about time you get to high school, you get smacked with reality. And I knew all of this was going to be bullshit from the moment you go from like elementary school to junior high and they take recess from you. Remember that? Like, you used to go outside for probably like 15 minutes to 30 minutes, and you got to junior high, they cut that back. And then by the time I believe by junior high, they cut it all. And then you get to high school, and by the time you get to high school, it was a wrap. They start smacking you with reality. The things that you could have done with your hands and your mind, they took it out. They didn't want mechanics no more. They didn't want plumbers no more. They didn't want the science or the nerds. And they cut their nose to spite their face. They not only cut it for the people that look like them, because they knew they couldn't just cut it for us, right? And it's not a black or a white thing. It's an up and down thing where you see all these tech bros. Most of these kids are nepo babies who had private schooling, who had a head start. I have a whole app to where I'm creating social media, and it's based off of anime, gaming, and technology and science. That app will never see the light of day. Not because it's not a good app, but because they took the nerd out, or they took the ideology or the concept of a black nerd out the school, and they put the rapper there, they put the athlete there. There's no lane for me to go. I can get on the soapbox every day and tell you I can liberate black people with cryptocurrency. Nobody's gonna fucking listen. Nobody gives a shit. Why? Because if it's not a rapper or it's not a politician that's saying these things, nobody gives a fuck. If black people wanted to fix themselves, they find one person. I'm not going to say one person. If black people wanted to really quickly fix their communities, all they would literally do is create a board of trustees, create a cryptocurrency, and invest in this cryptocurrency. What that board of trustees would then do is go out to these black communities and build the communities based off of the liquidity that black people gave that cryptocurrency. Then every single time you pay rent or mortgage or whatever with these houses that we created, you put a portion of that back into the cryptocurrency. What fucking happens? What happens is that cryptocurrency goes up over time. So the people who invested in it start making money, but then you didn't have liquidity that you could then go back into the society and start fixing shit for us. You can't steal it because cryptocurrency has a ledger that tells you exactly where and when it went somewhere. So our issues are simple to fucking fix. But a person like me who's into science and all of this tech and innovation shit, fuck out of here. I would never get the support to push this idea. I would never get the support to get Blur app pushed out there. Why? Because I'm not recognized by my people, but then at the same time feared by them. So if I can't lean on my people and I can't get support by the tech guys, it's not a white or black thing. If I can't get funding from the tech guys because they want to be in competition with me, and I can't lean on our people because everything I'm saying is going over their head, who the fuck can I go to? So there are people like me who would never see it, who would never have their ideas out there. Again, completely could liberate black people within 24 hours. Boom. Cryptocurrency. Get your board of trustees. We keep all of us accountable. We start in these hoods of Chicago, Detroit. We go buy up land. We go buy up farm. We create a micro ecosystem. That way we can have sustainability, and they can't touch us. They can't fuck. What they gonna do? So my frustration as a black nerd or a black geek is I sit back and watch this shit, even with politics today, and I'm just like, have a whole 12-point plan to fix the shit in America. As a black man, as a president, they wouldn't give a fuck, because it's not how you can help them, it's who's helping them. You can have all the worst ideas in the world, but if it's not coming from the right messenger, they don't want the credit to go to you. It's almost like if you watch football, it was one Super Bowl, and we all know the infamous Super Bowl where you're at the 1 yard line. It is first or second down. You can hand the ball to Marshawn Lynch. But instead what you do is, because Marshawn Lynch already had the stats, and if he scored another touchdown, he was going to essentially be the player of the game. The politics start coming in. So instead of running the ball with the obvious choice, what do? You make the call to put Russell Wilson in a situation to be the player of the game, because you don't want the black man, the nigga, to get the credit. That's all this shit is. And it's frustrating as an intelligent black man, an intellectual black man, to see motherfuckers play you, and then you got to sit up here and be like, You get to a point where you just like, fuck it, let the world burn. Don't ask me for shit. Y'all want strong men? Let the world burn. Because none of this shit matters. None of this shit matters. Even when I was in corporate America I rose quickly in a certain industry. I went from agent, supervisor, manager, and I got fucked over because of misinformation. It was no protection for me. They didn't see how quickly I rose and said, gee, if you was able to rise in the ranks that quickly, and you are a good or you are a good person, let's at least bring you in and give you another chance. Fuck that. Misinformation led to a bad decision, which led to me losing a 6-figure job. And then I bounced back on my feet, got another 6-figure job, got a GM job, and realized corporate America is full of shit. None of these companies got money. You telling me to run a company, and we ain't got money. You want me to cut people's hours, and they got families to feed. You want the black man to go in to a lunchroom and say, you, and you. I'm going to cut y'all hours. Why? Because the company ain't got money no more. Why? Because of economic reasons. Why? Because the motherfuckers that's running this shit don't know what the fuck they doing, and they siphoning money to their families, so at least they got money, but then nobody else got shit, because if everybody else has shit, it's a word for it, it's socialism. Fuck out of here. Don't ask intelligent black men nothing. We hiding. That's all I gotta say. I'm out. Peace. Y'all tap in with me something else. Y'all gave me a chance to vent. Now that I got that shit out, it's up there. So 50 years down the line, if my son ever see this, he know his father or my daughters know that their fathers had plans, and instead of trying to help the world, it's I am devising plans for us. Great leaders don't want to be leaders no more because this shit is corrupt. Fuck out of here.